Chapter 6. The Works of God Through Man. Work is the measure of change that force produces on an object, for work is the product of force and the distance of change. Thus, the formula for work is: and the Son has called on us to complete his good works. For you see that a man is justified by works, and not by faith alone. James 2:24. And work is derived from the Saxon word workan, to function. And creation functions by the work of God's hand. For from the beginning the heavens and the earth were the work of his hands. Genesis 2:1. And he sustains all creation by the fruit of his works. Psalms 104:13. And he works great wonders in the presence of his people. Psalms 77:13. And our forefathers tell of the works he has done. Psalms 44:1. And the heavens tell the glory of God, and declare his work of his hands. Psalms 19:1. Yet despite all his works in the heavens and on earth, his greatest work of all is his thought of mankind. Psalms 8:3. For man was made in God's image, that man could work with his hands. Exodus 20:8. For you make him to rule over the work of your hand, and you have put all things under his feet. And it was from the work of Noah's hands that man was saved from the flood. Genesis 5:29. And it was from the work of the craftsman's hands that the tabernacle of the Lord was built. Exodus 25:17. And it was from the workmen's hands and skills that they constructed the temple of God. 1 Chronicles 22:15. And when the temple was destroyed, the craftsmen would work to raise it again. 2 Chronicles 24:12. For their enemies could not stop them from completing God's work. Nehemiah 16:15. For do you not see a man skilled in his work? He will stand before kings. He will not stand before obscure men. Proverbs 22:29. Thus the favor of the Lord shall be upon them, and confirm the work of their hands. Yes, and confirm the work of their hands. Psalms 90:16. But man in his idolatry has worked against God. For the forefathers have tested him despite all his works. Psalms 95:9. And they have violated the temple, and have destroyed its carved works, and have burned his sanctuary to the ground, and have defiled the dwelling place of his name. Psalms 74:6. For they have done works of violence and unrighteousness on the earth. Psalms 58:1. And because they do not regard the works of the Lord, nor the deeds of his hands, he will tear them down and knock them out. Psalms 28:5. All man is stupid, devoid of knowledge. Every goldsmith is put to shame by his idols. For his molten images are deceitful, and there is no breath in them. They are worthless, a work of mockery. In the time of their punishment they will perish. Jeremiah 51:17. For God shall cut down their works, that they may no longer worship the work of their hands. Micah 5:13. And recall, for the Lord split the sea, and destroyed Egypt's army with the work of his hands. Deuteronomy 11:2. And he opened the earth and swallowed the people for worshiping false gods. Deuteronomy 11:5. And in spite of all this, they still sinned and did not believe in his wonderful works. So he brought their days to an end in futility and their years in sudden terror. Psalm 78:32. where man has continued to send to this day, and their land has also been filled with idols. They worship the work of their hands, that which their fingers have made. Isaiah 2 and 8. And their works are works of iniquity, and an act of violence is in their hands. Isaiah 59 and 6. Thus the strong man will become tinder, his work also a spark. Thus they shall both burn together, and there will be none to quench them. Isaiah 1 and 31. And I will pronounce my judgments on them concerning all their wickedness, whereby they have forsaken me, and have offered sacrifices to other gods, and worshipped the works of their own hands. Jeremiah 1 and 16. Thus the Father sent the Son to do his works with his hands, whereas the Son testified, the works which the Father has given me to accomplish, the very works that I do, testify about me, that the Father has sent me. John 5 and 36. And through his works he showed us the light. For as he said, while I am in the world, I am the light of the world. John 9 and 3. And many who saw his works will believe. For this is the work of God, that ye believe in him whom he hath sent. John 6 and 29. And he died on the cross for mankind, having completed all the works of God's hand. John 17 and 4. And now the Son has handed us this task. Do not work for the food which perishes, but for the food which endures to eternal life, which the Son of Man will give to you. For on him the Father God has set his seal. John 6 and 27. And the food which we work for is the bread by the word of God. And the distance of our work is the distance of our walk. For we are his workmanship, created in Christ Jesus for good works, which God prepared beforehand, so that we could walk in them. Ephesians 2 and 10. And work is equal to force times distance. Thus. And the Spirit gives us faith to complete his good works. And his works come not from the law, but from the gift of the Spirit, which is faith. For you see that faith was working with his works, and as a result of the works, faith was perfected. James 2 and 22. And the day will soon come when God will judge all flesh. For I know their works and their thoughts. The time is coming to gather all nations and tongues. Isaiah 66 and 16. For many have sinned through the works of the devil. 1 John 3 and 7. But his servants have worked with faith and in righteousness. Psalms 15 and 2. Yet just as the body without the spirit is dead, so also faith without works is dead. James 2 and 26. For it is not through the works of the law that we live, but it is through the works of righteousness that our faith is perfected. And the day will come like a thief in the night, when the works of the earth shall be burned in the fire. 2 Peter 3 and 10. And the fire shall judge each man by his work, and the works of the Spirit shall be saved, but the works of mankind shall be burned. And if any man's work is burned up, he will suffer loss, but he himself will be saved, yet so as through fire. 1 Corinthians 3 and 12.